Hi, friends. Welcome here. Today I brought you to a plot of mine that I would love for you to tour. This plot was made for a shell challenge. The shell challenge was created by Ravinia, our very great Ravinia Gaming on YouTube. I will have her Twitch and YouTube linked down below. Go check her out, please. She's amazing. She's the reason we're all here. Um, But she had a shell challenge where we had to create a restaurant, and that restaurant had to contain three buildings or rooms, no more, no less. And basically anything purchased at like City Hall or built like that counts as a room. And so anything with building blocks or like stuff like that won't count as a room. And so here we go. Okay, and so here we are. And so my idea for the plot was a little mixed. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. I knew I really wanted to make like a sushi restaurant because I've always wanted to make like a Maji market themed sushi restaurant. But I had never played with any of the landscaping, so I really wanted to do something kind of like witchy. And so I went for both. I did both of them. So here we have our entrance, which with a bunch of Maji Market stuff and these like pretty trees and everything. And so once you walk in, this is our little entrance here where you come in and look at the pretty flowers as you're walking in. And oh, here's some signs that I've written for you. One day, the Order Incorporated came knocking on Grandma's door, trying to buy her land. They wanted to open another Bahari buffet. She refused. Instead, with the help of Kilma's residents, she opened up a grand seafood restaurant. But there was only one problem. So this restaurant was supposed to be made for Ravi's grandma. But, like I said in the note, there's only one problem. The problem was her favorite grandchild, Ravi, has an allergy to shrimp. Oh no! What was she gonna do? So, with the secret supervision of Subira, she enlisted Tamala to help concoct the perfect potion, one to cure all food allergies. If you need one, just ask your server Chatty. So, Ravi is allergic to shrimp. Oh no. So, I couldn't make a seafood restaurant for Ravinia if she's allergic to shrimp. So, what was I going to do? So, I had to create a witch house out back. And if you don't like seafood, because many people don't, Gramy's got you covered. Head up the hill from the outhouse through the door. Uh, Head up the hill from the outhouse through the door on the right and tell her the lucky wiener sent you. If you know, you know. So yeah, so here we are on the outside. We got our magic Maji dragons here and everything like that. So you walk in, and here we go. We got a lot of little plushies eating. We've got some fancy fish up there on the walls and in the windows. I tried to incorporate a lot of the Maji Market stuff that we have here and use all the bright blues and yellows and goldens kind of colors. And we got all these nice little Maji Market foods that they're all eating. We've got the fish tank. I tried to put some fishes glitched into the tank. I think it came out pretty cool. I also tried to use like some harder to find fish to decorate with. So we've got those on the walls and stuff like that. I tried to set up all the tables exactly like they would be maybe with like all the silverware, and we've got like napkins and stuff like that, some potato pods hiding over there. This is a whole family of chappas. And then here's our sushi bar. So there's our server Chatty. If you need a potion, feel free to ask him for one. But here we have everyone eating their sushi. We have this party that came together. This person's eating alone. And I had it kind of set up here where that Flutterfox over there is a little annoyed because they came to eat here alone, and then this one, even though there's seats open here, this one decided to sit right next to him. So he's like, "What the hell?" So now he's venting to Chatty right here, even though that guy's right there. But anyway, he's making the sushi right there. And we just got the horse this year, so I just kind of put them there for now. But we have all these crabs that people can get sort of prepared and stuff like that. We've got our cooler here with all of our drinks. Everyone's having a nice cocktail. We've got our double fridge here, our unicorn plaque. And then we have a little area for dessert. So you can follow the stairs up here. We've got our lucky tree, some nice little accessories and stuff on the wall, like lamps. Then you come up here, and you've got a nice little area for some dessert. We've got our cupcakes, and our cake, and our hot chocolates. We've got all of our Maji market desserts, stuff like that. All of them here are Maji Dragon, of course. And we've got all of our macaroons and cakes, or macaron, sorry. And then we've got all of our ice cream and choppa pops. And over here we can have like kind of little nice little places to sit where you can eat and drink and talk and look over the restaurant down there. Maybe you can come up here and wait for a table. We've got some more fish up here to look at while you're eating. And then we've got our little arcade games, of course, to play while you're digesting or while you're waiting for a table. Whatever you want. Alrighty. So let's head back down. So before, as one of the signs mentioned, if you don't like hot dogs, I'm sorry, if you don't like seafood, you can come over here to follow up to Grandma's house and get some hot dogs. But before we go out there, ooh, let's go check out the kitchen. So here it was my first chance to really play with like a bunch of this new like ranching and housing stuff that we got. So I was so excited to like clutter up this kitchen. So I put in like the tomato background here. We've got all of our little planters and stuff and like coffee grinders and like dirt and who knows what's in all those jars and all of our vegetables. I glitched um this little thing of vegetables into this like uh basket here. That was a little tough. And I even flipped these carrots over. Those are plushies that I flipped over to hide their faces. And those are just potato pods and turnip plushies. But I don't know. I think they blend in pretty well as just vegetables. And obviously those right there. We've got all of our like serving baskets for the napkins and stuff. And like our serving trays. A crab waiting for the pot. And here's our pot on the stove and like a little uh, fish dish that's being cooked right now. And we can open here. And, like if anybody wants stuff to go, that's already all back here to package up for them and everything like that. So yeah, we've got a nice little kitchen back here. And you can actually make any meal in Palia with this kitchen. I set it up so that there's enough stoves um and stoves and ovens so that you can make anything. And actually, fun fact, you can make food right here too with this. I glitched in some actual prep stations there onto this little sushi area. Which, yeah. All right. And then while you're in the kitchen, if you need to restock anything, this is our first little preview of the outside, which I'm very, very proud of. Um, you can get like stock up on anything. This is where they're growing all their vegetables and like fresh apples for all the cocktails and all the pastries and desserts and everything that they're making in there. And all the little potato pods hiding. Hey, hey, little mushroom guy. Yeah, and so here we have the back. And so this is my idea of where Grandma would live. Um, And so what my idea was is that she's been living here on this like overgrown mountainy like hill, and then the Order Incorporated, like I said on my sign out front, wanted to come in and buy her land and make a restaurant, the Bahari Buffet, but she refused. So she opened up her own restaurant. So that's why she lives up here. And then this is where her sushi restaurant is, so she can compete with the Bahari buffet. And so this is where if you wanted to get hot dogs instead, or if you needed to restock on some potions, or maybe you just know grandma personally, you can come this way. Oh, also, if anybody needs to use the restroom, they can come right out here. And so we've got all of these fun little potato pods and plushies hiding. I wanted to make it all like really feel like you were enclosed in a forest. And yeah, oh, I recently just dyed that green. We couldn't even use tints when I made this plot, so I probably could change it a little bit, but it's a little bit daunting to do all that. Oops, let me turn all that off. And yeah, so we've got like Frogbart hiding in there, which is pretty fun. We've got all these potato pods hiding over there. Oh no, I can't swim. And then so we've got all this stuff, and we come up here, all this nice landscaping, and you still feel like you're hidden in the forest. But if you look, there's like some Cernucks over there, and some mushroom fungi hiding, and all these other plushies, and the pumpkins, all this fun stuff. And then as you walk up the hill, you get to see Grandma's house, which is just gorgeous. And it's all built on these terraces, and I knew Grandma didn't want to be doing any jumping, so you can perfectly just walk up these without having to jump or anything. It's nice, perfectly paved. We don't want Grandma breaking any hips or anything. No twisted ankles. And so before we go in the house, why don't we go to this little route here? Because I also really wanted you to enjoy the view of this plot. This plot is just gorgeous. I don't know why this keeps turning back on. This plot is just so gorgeous. And so I really wanted you to be able to enjoy the view. So you can come over here and there's like a well for Grandma to use. Oh, there's a booty plush. Speaking of booty, hello. Anyways, so there's a little preview. So then you come in here, this is where Grandma's making her shellfish potion for Ravi. So she's got that going on here. Oh, also, this was during Rubygate. So a major supplier of funds for this plot was selling starred rubies. So this plot is worth over 3 million. And oh, that's not what it is. It's almost worth 5 million. And we're almost at the decor max. Um, yeah, so this is where I imagine she would be making all of her potions and such. And of course, I mean, what potion wouldn't use some star rubies to really make sure it's got a kick in there? And but yeah, but then also she can just come up here and she can still see her beautiful view, and enjoy that while she's making her potions. And she might have some visitors, um, and stuff like that. And so we've got here, I really tried to make it just like super overgrown, and like the house was just like being absorbed by the landscaping, but it's still like perfectly stable and she can live here and stuff. And then we come up here and this is where the hot dogs are that you were asking for. And this Tao, sweet little boy, is just enjoying his view here with his hot dogs, and you can sit with him and watch this beautiful view. And yeah, so this is actually just one room, by the way. So I've got one house here and then another grand house with one room attached to it. So those are my 3 buildings, no more, no less. And then I built this top room basically just with the tree supports and blocks and stuff like that. And I put these here as like little walls and stuff, and I completely built up all of this with like all of the elderwood accessories and just tons and tons of bushes and flowers and all sorts of stuff. I put a lot of love and care into this plot. I love it so much. I don't know if I'll ever have the heart to tear it down. But yeah, that's mostly it. The only other thing is I wanted to highlight just how it feels like you're so enclosed in a forest. I thought that was really nice, and I kind of tried over there. I thought maybe it would be a nice touch to like add the tree wallpapers to houses like in the background. These weren't really there and don't count for the shell, but I thought maybe it would add a little bit of like background behind the trees, but unfortunately they just kind of get lost back here anyway. You need a ton of those to really make an impact like I was thinking, but it was a nice idea. And then as you see me shuffling around here, let's go walk back down and get you guys a nice other view. And I'll show you one more thing before we leave. Um, Man, I really just am so in love with this plot. I hope you all like it as much as I do. I'm very, very proud of it. And over here, I would love to show you. So, this over here, I needed the free plot to build this shell, but I couldn't have the heart to get rid of, I didn't have the heart to get rid of this building right here, which I'll show you right now, which is the very, very, very first, not this one that we're in, this main room, but this room with this like attached little room. There was a door here. There used to be a door here. This was my very, very, very first attempt at making like a little plant room in Palia. This was before we had flowers. This was before we could even move trees. You just had to plant a tree and it was just stuck there. This was before we had pavers. This was before we even had like fake pavers with just the cutting boards. This was we had like very minimal tints. We only ever had like potted plants and like this makeshift stuff. And I don't know, I love it so much. It doesn't even look that impressive now, but back then we didn't have really anything to decorate with, like really anything. And I don't know, I just thought I made this work and I just didn't have the heart to get rid of it. So I kind of hid it here on this little plot because I love this plot and both of them mean so much to me. And yeah, again, this was inspired by Ravinia Gaming, the sweet and lovely Ravinia. And I hope you all enjoyed this little tour. This is kind of a fumbling of a YouTube video, I have to admit, but I think I did a pretty good job. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you would have changed in this plot or how you feel about it. I don't know. Let me know what you would order in the cocktails, on the cocktail menu, or on the sushi menu, where you would be sitting. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear it. Thank you all for being with me on this little plot tour. I would hope to do another one soon for you guys. And yeah, I love you all. I'm your neighbor, and have a good day. Bye.